don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Political Spotlight. Thank you for being here. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey, and as always, producer Kate is in the duck at the controls, making sure everything is running smoothly. We want to thank you for tuning in and giving us a bit of your time. We understand that your time is a valuable commodity. You could be anywhere right now, especially because it's a beautiful Friday night in East Central Indiana and wherever else out in the world you are. So we understand that you could be everywhere or anywhere, a lot of places besides here, but we thank you for being here, that you have decided to share your time with us. It means a lot. Before we get into the show, I want to ask you to take a moment and click the like button. Doing so will help us out. It pushes us further into the algorithms so more people can see us. That's a great thing. Also, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once you do that, it will then allow you to click the bell so you can be notified when we go live or when we drop static videos or shorts or other content. Doing all of that is a wonderful thing, and it doesn't cost you a dime. We are a very interactive show, and we are interested in what you have to say. So if you are watching live, please feel free to comment in the live chat box right over here. If you're watching via replay, then please comment in the comment box below, and we will get back with you. Most importantly, help spread the word that we are sharing here for you in this episode. Help share that and the show with everyone you know. That is the single best thing that you can do for our causes that we talk about, as well as the show. And we are grateful for each and every one of you and everything that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, in this episode, we will be welcoming back a new friend of the show, an old friend of the show, a friend that's been around here quite some time in the last several months. She is someone that I would consider a contributing correspondent here to the program. She's also a candidate running for office, and here in just a few moments, we're going to be welcoming her back to the program. Of course, I am talking about none other than Dr. Katherine Callahan. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, I do have to bring you guys some odds and ends, some news, breaking news. Some of the stuff has been known. Some of the stuff has been out for just a minute, but I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this. And I need to talk about this. The program tonight is going to be very Madison County specific. However, what we're talking about in Madison County is a primary election based here in Indiana. So a lot of what we're going to be talking about, you can apply to the election in Delaware County. You can apply to the election in Henry County, in Randolph County, in Jay County, in Marion County. A lot of it's the same. Hell, even if you're outside of the state of Indiana, wherever you live, you can apply a lot of what we're going to be talking about in your life, in the local, the state, and the federal elections. And it's just a lot of common sense and trying to come together as citizens and express our thoughts and our feelings and trying to better government through our citizen involvement and our interaction. And as we always say here, the most important thing is education and then action. So many people have that backwards. They get involved and they get active and they do a bunch of crazy stuff. And then years later, they start to get educated. No. We want to get educated and then involved. So if you don't know what's going on, don't just run out and start doing a bunch of things. It's important to kind of stop for a second, reel it in, realize what's going on, what's important, what you're fighting for, what you believe in, and then get active from that point. Thank you, Bree. Thank you. I did not happen to see today's Courier Times. I did not see that. If you could tell me kind of what I would be looking for, I can definitely check that out over on the side. But before we do that, while you're getting to that, I do want to bring these quick topics to you before we bring the doctor on. And that is number one. In the city of Muncie today, it was announced, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have some breaking news. We have a new HR director for the city of Muncie. That's right. The city of Muncie today announced probably about 3:00 today, they announced that the city of Muncie has hired Patricia L. Goddard as the new director of human resources. She will be the third HR director under the Ridenour administration, and so that's kind of interesting. The press release states that Patricia comes to the city with an extensive background in human resources, including several years spent as the HR director for the city of Terre Haute, Indiana. Her experiences include employment law, FMLA, ADAAA, EOO, WC, staff recruitment and retention, and collective bargaining negotiations. And that's going to be interesting because they're going to be dealing with that a lot here in the next few weeks and months within the city of Muncie. Patricia was educated at Indiana University, Disney Institute of Professional Development. So she's going to be like, I don't know if that means she was Goofy or Mickey Mouse. And Cornell University. Patricia will start on Monday, May 6th, 2024. And I, for one, am hopeful to see what she will bring to the plate. I will tell you, a little glance at LinkedIn has me just a little concerned because it seems as though from the time Patricia was trained and certified and got out of school with all of this HR type activity in 2002, she has shifted and changed jobs multiple times in the last 21 years. Matter of fact, in the last 21 years, it appears as though her longest job was roughly 4 years and 8 months. Most of her jobs last anywhere from a couple of months to a year and 4 months. And so there's lots of reasons for that, but I'm just going to tell you, one of Dan's promises was to bring the best in, and seeing how we've had 3 HR directors, first of all, I don't think that's been something that he has succeeded in. Hopefully Patricia will be it. We will give her the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just a bit worried. So we will have to wait and see what happens there, but that is what goes on. I hope that she will hit the ground running as far as the record releases go, because we have several that the city needs to get rocking and rolling on. So that's what's going on there. It will be interesting to see how she handles that, and where we go from here. I for one don't want to see her leave, and then I don't want this. This is like, it's starting to be like HR directors and comms directors are kind of like the drummers for Spinal Tap. You know, it's just it's kind of bizarre. So that's the breaking news as it relates to that, and we'll just have to see how she goes. Also, breaking news out of the city of Muncie. I announced on Wednesday, well, let's back up. First of all, City of Muncie is having a regularly scheduled stated city council meeting on Monday the 6th. That's this coming Monday. We went over the agenda, and it's going to be there. I think it's going to be a wild ride at this council meeting. So you guys are all going to want to tune in. We're going to live stream it here. We will be live afterwards. We'll have a show, and we're going to talk about it. That being said, besides the last couple weeks of committee meetings, on Wednesday, I did announce, as it relates to the green light fiasco with Dustin Clark and all of that, the green light resources, that the city of Muncie was going to have an executive meeting this week, and they had that today at 5 o'clock. Earlier in the day, I did announce that the posting was up. It was a notice of executive session. The Common Council of the City of Muncie, it says, we'll meet in executive session on Friday, May 3rd, 2024 at 5 p.m. To receive information concerning the investigation into alleged misconduct of an individual pursuant to Indiana Code 514 1.5-6.1 B6A. And those codes, it relates to what an executive meeting is. It doesn't talk about Dustin or whatever. And I want to tell you, I've talked to sources in City Hall, and I knew ahead of this meeting that it was going to be a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am meeting. Basically, it was going to be the city attorney going in and briefing the council. There were 2 council members that did not attend. Dale Basham did not attend. He apparently was out of the city. And Billy Mack, William McIntosh, did not attend. Besides that, the other 7 council members did attend. Jeff, Nora, Brandon, Sarah, Jerry, and Harold and Roe, they all attended. The meeting did not last very long, and I will be honest, they got less information there than you all got in the last couple nights watching this program. So just FYI, even though it was behind closed doors, yada, 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 they learned more watching this program over the last couple nights than they learned from the city of Muncie. And that's sad. It is what it is. Now, listen, they have to do what they did because of personnel reasons and the law and all of that. I understand. But this mayor is very reactionary. He handles things in a very inappropriate way, and it always comes back to bite him in the end. And it will on this one, too. So it is what it is. That's that for the executive meeting, and there really is no other information as it relates. Okay, so just briefly, Jackie says, clarification, hasn't the HR position only been vacant for less than 2 weeks? Yeah, it has been. It has been less than 2 weeks. And honestly, I really wish they would have spent a little bit more time digging into the background of the person they picked. And I wish they would have spent a little bit more time maybe looking for people. I feel like Dan is the kind of guy that he has a breakup and then he gets right into that first rebound relationship and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. He wants to get married, have kids, and start a beautiful life. And it's like, whoa there, slow your roll, dude, and experience the rebound. And let's get real. As far as Dustin's employment, I do not, nothing has changed with Dustin. He is still on administrative leave. The Indiana State Police are currently still investigating this. Dustin is still employed, but he is, in my opinion, he is on leave and nothing has changed there. As far as Michelle Owen, I have not heard of anything changing with her position within the city. I will tell you today is the first day that I have not heard from her as far as a record release goes or a press release or something like that. So today I have not heard from her, but I can only assume she's still there until I hear otherwise. I am in the process of looking. So I will tell you that. And the state police are digging into this. So it's very important for you guys to understand that. It is still working very, very, very hard. Okay. Now, the very last thing I want to say before we bring Katherine on is this. And this is a very big thing. This is something that we have been talking about and been looking into here for a very long time. Listen, it just is what it is. It's really crappy news. It's, you know, I've looked into a couple different things, and I will be able to brief you here kind of on what's happening, but I did want to bring this to you here. And as far as I know, this is so far the first place that you're going to hear this. And I'm going to bring this up here and put this on the screen and let you see this. Let me show you here this now. As it relates, ladies and gentlemen, to the state versus Mr. Joshua Kimbrell out of Randolph County. The state versus Joshua Kimbrell, 68 D01 2401 F104. He still has 3 charges for child molest against him. And if you know, we were scheduled for a jury trial in April that got continued. And then there was a status hearing the other day. There was a status hearing actually on Wednesday. All right. I'm going to get down here and show you this. There was a status hearing on Wednesday the 2nd. Okay. At this status hearing, something horrible happened. At the status hearing, the judge announced what our next steps are, and that is status hearing held via phone in the Randolph Superior Court by Special Judge Body. State appears by David Dowley in person, Randolph County Superior Court. Defendant appears by counsel Sam Beasley, who appears by phone. Status hearing conducted. Court sets final pretrial conference for September 6th, 2024 at 10 a.m. and a 3-day jury trial on October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So the other day when I was announcing that because they continued this case, we wouldn't be in a jury trial until July. Like, literally, seriously. I thought, what in the hell? July would be a long time. And then I saw this and I saw October. Absolutely. Now, Danielle Keitlinger, which is Josh's soon-to-be ex-wife, will be on his former channel on her channel that she now owns, and she'll explain to you what happens there. The name has changed. It is no longer Civic Duty. It is now Drama Time TV. If you are subscribed, if you have been looking for it, look for it. It's Drama Time TV. She's going to apparently be on tomorrow, and she will go through that with you. It sucks. Now, I understand listen, it's pretty normal in a regular case. I will tell you, it is not necessarily a normal thing when the defendant walks in, turns himself in, fully confesses, and everything goes forward. What sucks in this case is not the state. It's the fact that the judge and the judge and the defense attorney just cannot clear their calendars and get together on this very, very serious case. Now, I'm not going to break Danielle's news. I'll let her kind of cover all of that with you. I did reach out to the Randolph County Prosecutor's Office today, and I just wrote a message. Now, I am very harmed by this note that I reached out, because I, in my past, in the last several years, have reached directly to Dave Dowley on my on this email. And I reached out to him on what I thought was a secure email between myself and Dave Dowley. I said, Mr. Dowley, why is Kimbrell's jury trial set for so far out, since the first jury trial date was in April? What in the hell's going on? This is just what Josh wants. This is horrible. Just an FYI. And I received a response back, and it says, Chris, this date was set by the court, and they had to schedule around the special judge's calendar, the defense attorney's calendar, and the court's calendar. Thanks, Amy. I don't know who Amy is. I'm going to reach out to Dave and let him know that I'm not happy that I thought. I mean, I could have been sending God knows what, thinking that I was talking directly to Dave and not knowing that someone just had access to this. So I'm not very happy with that, because I have sent sensitive information to Dowley before on this channel, and I'm really concerned about that. So who knows what's going on there. Thank God I don't live in Randolph County anymore, and I hate this for Josh's victims. I hate this for Danny, but I will tell you, if you guys are interested in hearing more about this, please tune in to what's going on. Tune into Drama Time TV and listen to Danielle, as she will have some information. So that is all of that. And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing to you Katherine Callahan.
Hey,
how's
it going?
All right.
Listen,
you've been having a good.
You have got everyone's attention when you become the, shall I say, the most hunted person in Madison County. Like you've always said, this is a blood sport, right?
Yeah.
Well, the good news, everyone, this is now the Hunger Games. This is what this has become, is the Hunger Games. And so we will find out Tuesday what Madison County believes they want changed. We will see if these last-ditch efforts and how they want to proceed. And I just want everybody to know that moments ago, I received something from Scott Mellinger on one of my posts. So hopefully he's watching, because my response to him was, I'm live. Come on, and I'll respond to you.
Oh, hey, back up. I would love this. Former Sheriff Mellinger, please, 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 if you are willing, if you're watching this, Scott, if you're watching this, please, please, please get a hold of us. It will be very, very easy to do. Let us know. I'm going to put this up here. Call or text the studio line. It will ring directly to me right now, and I will help get you in contact with Kate, our producer, and we will get you on the program. I would love to have you on. If you don't want to come on like Katherine's on, if you would rather not do it video, we can have you come on via a phone call. We would love to have you come on if you want to come on. And I don't know what you'll have to like let us know kind of what's going on with this. But I would love to have Scott on and you guys could duke it out. So what's happening?
And that's for anybody. I've got a lot of fans that have been coming on social media. They feel that I'm not responding to them quickly enough. I want to explain to everybody. I actually see patients for a living.
Oh.
Real stuff goes on in my life. And so I don't have the time to sit around and just sit on social media, although I do try my very best to get back to people. People want to know, hey, Katherine, why are you running for auditor? Katherine's running for auditor, and what makes me qualified is because I know how to do simple math. I know how to plug and chug. I know how to do an audit. I know how to go to the election room, be told by the election committee that, hey, you can't look at any of these papers and actually take pictures of them. You can only look at them with your eyes. You know, that happened Wednesday. I had put in a request last week and I got kicked down the road that I wasn't going to be able to look at records because they're too busy. They just can't get back to me. Which again, Indiana code says they've got 48 hours on finances. Well, I get in there and I go over there and see it, and come to find out we have to get Luke Britt on the phone. He's got to get on there and tell them I can take pictures. I can review these things. So it's always a three-ring circus. I can't imagine a layperson, and I do consider myself a layperson, but an ordinary layperson who walks in there and gets just bamboozled. I mean, they've got more creative ways of getting out of stuff than I've ever seen in my life. You know, I mean, it's kind of, I mean, and here's some things. I'm just going to throw some things out there before we go into great depths of a lot of things. You know, I found it interesting that Kelly Willis, Russ Willis's daughter, is the first deputy in voter registration. Now, I haven't had time to look through this. I mean, somebody just sent out a text about nepotism, and you know, and Devin Nork. Let me tell you something. Devin Nork has got more integrity than Russ will ever have in a lifetime. I'm just telling you right now. So if anybody wants to believe this text that's just come out, to each their own, but I would investigate the whole situation and see what the truth really is. You know, somebody, and again, I'm on a non-disclosure. So on this text, there's a part that I can't talk about. But if you got a problem with me, I suggest somebody go up and look Scott Mellinger's case up about him suing the county at the end of December of 2022 when he left his seat because he didn't know how to get paid. So he watched what Beeman was doing. He kicked back on Beeman's. He went and sued the county for over $50,000 for pay. And guess what? They settled his within like 45 days. So, you know, if everybody wants to start throwing stuff out there, you know, I guess Sheriff Mellinger was a very angry sheriff when he left the sheriff department. And he sued that county because he did not know how to pay himself for the time he was in there. He walked away with a little nice bonus check.
Well,
now,
first of all, it's, I hate when people say that because, listen, first off, when lawsuits happen, there's insurance that kick in. That's why municipalities have insurance and yada, yada, yada. That stuff happens. It's not like it's coming directly out of the till of the general fund. Now, sometimes things do happen like that, but this is why it's important to elect the right elected officials to ensure that they follow the law so that the county, the city, the whatever municipality isn't ripping people off, isn't interfering with their rights, so that lawsuits don't occur and this kind of stuff doesn't happen. At the end of the day, you're not going to go work. Anybody out here watching this, everyone blowing you shit for this, they're not going to go to work and leave some money on the table. Well, I worked a full 40 hours this week, but you can only pay me for 25. That's not going to happen. So
Well, and
people
again,
just need to be real about that.
yeah, I'm just saying, let's give examples. If everybody wants to give examples, I'm on a non-disclosure. I admit that. So let's just talk about how this is all coming about. So we all are fully aware that our ex-Democrat Sheriff Mellinger has all Republican signs in his yard. We get it. I mean, we just fully get it. I mean, I get it. He condones the fact that people shouldn't have to use their legal first name. I'm sure that is very good when people pull people over. I mean, I would have a real problem with this if I had any type of law enforcement behind me that says, really, we should probably do the honest, transparent thing. So here's the thing. If anything should happen during the race, at least I knew I ran a clean and clear campaign. I mean, and that's what I mean. It's okay how we're moving forward here. Everything's going to be okay. However, I think some violations have taken place.
Oh,
So I don't know. Do you know what Indiana code is? Let's see. Maybe Kate can bring up Indiana code for me.
for what?
Indiana code 3-9-5-14.
Hold on.
All right.
She's got it that fast. Or what? We'll say it again.
3-9-5-14.
Here. Okay. I'm getting ready to share it here. It is elections code 39514. And that is, here we go. 39514. Committee treasurer's report.
It's up there, Kristopher.
I see it.
Okay.
Committee treasurer's report, as used in this section, threshold contribution amount refers to the following: for contributions made to a candidate's committee, a legislative caucus committee, or a political action committee, $100. This is the same thing that we're dealing with James King over in Delaware County. For contributions made to a regular party committee, $200. The report of each committee treasurer must disclose the following: the amount of cash on hand and the value of any investments made by the committee at the beginning of the reporting period, the total sum individual contributions, including transfers accepted by the committee during the reporting period, the following information regarding each person who has made one or more contributions within the year in an aggregate amount that exceeds the threshold contribution amount in actual value to or for the committee, including the purchase of tickets for events such as dinners, luncheons, rallies, similar fundraising events, the full name of the person, the full mailing address, the person making the contribution, the person's occupation if the person is an individual who has made a contribution to the committee of at least $1,000 during the calendar year, the date and the amount of each contribution, the name and the address of each committee from which the reporting committee received or to which that committee was made a transfer of funds, together with the amounts, the dates of all the transfers. If the reporting committee is a candidates committee, the following information about each other committee raise. Can we raise that? Okay, sorry. The reporting committee, the candidate committee, following information, blah, 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 the name, the address. So it goes on to tell you what needs to be named in the report that we've all poured over there, Catherine.
So I just sent you 2 forms if you want to pull that up.
You sent them where?
This is to the messenger. So this is the Madison County Lincoln Club.
Okay.
This is what Russ oversees.
Yeah.
Okay. You see these large donations
Yeah.
for 14,000. It's real interesting because we have the tables sell for about $400 a table. And so we should have something on here that talks about who bought tables at the Lincoln Club. Now, this is our head of GOP. Where is the itemized bill? And how do I know, public? Because I've bought a table and I went back and looked at 2020 and 2021. They look exactly like this. I wrote a check for $400. Why isn't it itemized?
Yeah,
all of them look similar to this.
This
So,
is the same thing. This is the same thing that James King did with that $17,000 amount. And this is Russ Willis. This is Lincoln. They're saying that this came in at the Lincoln dinner. And so what he's wanting you to believe here, people, listen to what she's saying. He is wanting you to believe that he received $14,820 in amounts of $99 or less from people at this stupid Lincoln Day dinner. There's no way in hell.
That's 149 people.
So
making $99 contributions and then some left over for another person to make a contribution. So it's 150 people.
So 150 people coming up and giving Krusty Willis $99. Bullshit, Walter.
So, I'm amazed at how quickly we want to point out things, but we're not looking within ourselves. Another violation, the Friends of Madison County. Where are your primary reporting financials for the pre-primary 2024?
Yeah, let me
run
show
by
you
the
that.
Likens Plan and Russ and all those guys. Where are those financials at? Because they weren't in the office as of Friday.
Here we go with this.
Wednesday.
So here is the letter from the clerk's office. I want everybody to see this. And this says, please see attached request from Madison County Lincoln Club. I did not receive, listen to what she's saying here. This is not my writing. This is Heather Bailey. I did not receive a CFA4 for the Friends of Madison County. No. Now, let me tell you what happens here. That's a problem. And they should be fined every day for not turning this in. But do you want to know how you do that? You got to go and you got to make a complaint to the Madison County Election Board. Well, who's the Madison County Election Board? It's Krusty Willis and his half-wit friends, and they're not going to do a damn thing about it, and so it doesn't matter. And that's why they know it. They don't have to turn it in because no one's going to do anything about it.
And that's the sad situation to it all, to every last bit of it. But you know what? I think there are some other ways that we can get around that. So this should be very interesting on how we're going to do this. So I just sent you two things in Messenger about Sheriff Mellinger's lawsuit to the county.
Okay.
How much was that lawsuit for?
Hold this up here and see. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be Sharon here. Well, as soon. Okay, here we go. So, confidential settlement agreement.
Oh, he can't talk about it?
What?
He can't talk about it?
I don't.
Exactly my point.
Section 4.
Yeah, let's go here. In consideration of employee agreement to the release, employer agrees to pay employee total sum of $52,658.75 $52,658.75. The settlement amount allocated as follows. And now, okay, let me see. This is a confidential settlement agreement, general release covenant, not to sue and waiver. But I don't know that this means, I want to see, did he sign a non-disclosure?
I don't know.
I'll have to go through this. So this is Mellinger and Richwine signed.
And I'm sorry, when did they sign that?
2/7/23, 2/21/23.
And when did he file it?
Fine. I don't know.
It might be on the other one that I sent you.
Okay. Let me go down here.
Provided an employee with a copy of the agreement on January 30th. Is that what you're talking about?
No, when did he file the suit?
When he filed the suit. Let me go in and look. Letter to Graham, reference sheriff. Okay, I think it's going to be in this one. So it looks like December, like the end of 2020. So the end of 2022.
And how quickly did we settle this?
So it looks like, less than 60 days.
Okay. Just as long as everybody understands the thing.
Yeah. So
well, other people are, doing things, taking, this is exactly what I just want to show the common theme. This is how the good old boys club works.
Yeah. Because please understand this. So, let me see what the cause number was. Was the cause number? Do we know if I don't know if they actually have a cause number in here. So I don't know if he sued. Was this a federal lawsuit?
Or I have no idea.
I'm
being told he never filed a lawsuit. They just came to this agreement.
Oh, even better. So he produced a.
I looked in my case.
Yeah.
And I'm not finding this.
See what I mean?
Okay. So it seems as though what he's done is he's filed like a tort claim with them, a tort notice, and they've been like, "Oh, he's going to file a suit. We better settle with them guys soon." Just listen to this. I've been in a couple federal lawsuits, and I'm just FYI, they drag out. It's a pain in the ass. It's a nightmare. They go on for years. And so, listen, if here's the bottom line. If the guy was owed money, he was owed money. I don't really know what.
And that's what I'm saying. If that was what it was, it's what it is. But the problem is, why didn't you know how to get paid the whole time you were there? So when he just got a lawyer, his lawyer just settled with the commissioners, and poof, that's how it works in the good old boys club. And so those are the kind of things that, we can hammer down on, Katherine, and it's fine. The more you do, the more I'm going to bring back to light all the things that you guys have done. I'm clear. I'm crystal clear. I've gotten numerous calls. People are worried because they're like, they know that you're not afraid of them. You're not afraid of what has to happen. And so it is what it is. I just want people to know that you received text messages. Make sure you look into what's going on before you come to a final conclusion. Now, there's some other things. I'm not going to get into those things tonight because we're on two little different subjects here. So I just wanted to bring that up since he just happened to start popping up on my feed when all these text messages came out. So that tells me that he's clearly somewhere in the mix of some of this. So I just sent you, so we're done with Mellinger. So I just sent you two things about the financials on Mr. Willis. Let's look at these two things. And it was not federal, that whatever Mellinger did, I'm being told.
Okay.
So as we look at these two things on the financials, and the reason why I'm bringing this to light is, if anybody wants to know why I think I'm qualified to be the auditor, this is what I'm showing you in person. Instead of going up here and explaining to you, oh, I think I can do this. This took me less than 10 minutes to uncover. Okay, this is our Republican chair. Again, like Chris said, am I going to be able to go anywhere with this? I don't know. We're going to have to find out after the election and deal with this part. So this is one of the invitation flyers that they had at the Lincoln Club. These are your sponsors. You see where it says Coroner Troy Abbott was one of the sponsors? I know we wrote a $400 check. Why wasn't it itemized out?
Yeah, that's really bizarre.
Yeah. And all these other people, you think they gave less than $400?
Well, what? I mean, what? That is so.
I mean,
I've never even seen them do this crap before. They've never honestly, locally they've never done this. Locally, they have taken the money and they have filed the reports the right way.
Yeah.
I think that this is really something that they are doing when they're scared. So they're like, man, we don't know what it's going to take to beat these people. Who knows how much money they really took in? Maybe that's just a quarter of the money they really took on. Maybe they took in 3 times that amount, 5 times that amount. Who the hell knows what they did?
Well, when you're sending out sponsorships, hey, we want you to be a sponsor for our Lincoln Day dinner, these are our different levels. 400.
There's some attorneys on here that I'd have a problem with the fact that I'm in a club when they're not itemizing these things out. Now, I sent you another page with this, and it's a letter.
Yeah, I'm going to click on that now.
I mean, even the Secretary of State was a sponsor. I'd like to know how much he donated. So we go on here, and I'm sorry, what's it say here? Table sponsors for 8 dinners. It's $400. I know several of the people that were there sponsored a table for $400. And that's over the $100 mark.
So listen. Screw everybody else and everything else. If one person wrote a $400 check, that report is trash. If one person, that's all it takes, is one person to write a check for $400. And listen, we don't like Russ. I wouldn't give Russ a penny if his life depended on it, probably. But if there are people out there that like him, and if one of those people, just one, Russ, are you listening? If one of those people out there, you dirty
dog,
if I was trying to be nice. If one of those people wrote him a check for $400, and we know they did, I don't even need to know anybody on that list. I don't care about those people. It doesn't matter. They don't matter. It has nothing to do with me. I know that at least one person gave him a $400 check, and that means he's a liar right here.
And so there's 4 years of it, and he used to itemize it out, but he's changed. So he knows what the rules are. I just sent you the Indiana code in case he needs a refresher. I know they all watch the show. So I just kind of wanted to bring this to light, that I just want you to know at this point in time, you will not derail me from where I'm headed, but I will make sure I circle back around and address all of this with you as soon as May 7th comes to an end. Win or lose, I'm coming back to circle around.
Now, we're going to talk about this, big boys.
Yeah. Several people have called the paper. Ken Delvesteed says, I'm not getting into this. We're 3 days out. This is not a big deal. That's why you can't get anywhere in Madison County.
Go.
Yep. So here's the Indiana code in case anybody is worried that I'm not following code. And that's the one thing I think people are starting to figure out. Katherine follows code. That's just what it is. So I know there's new viewers on here tonight. I've asked people to tune in who are asking me what my election picks are, but there was also people who want to know, why am I running? This is why I'm running, because I am tired of people who may want to run or people who may want to get involved who are discouraged because of what this swamp is doing to this county. So clearly it says what do you have to do about this. Oh, that's the other thing, Kristopher. What's that? What is that number on that form for large contributions?
1,000.
Yeah. I couldn't find those for some of
Yeah,
these.
no, I didn't. In everything I requested, I didn't get them either. Not from Madison County.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. We'll take it one step at the time. If you know the Democrat chair that's representing on the election committee, Landon, wants to go ahead and say, hey, it's not a big deal, let it roll. You know, that's up to him. I mean, he's an attorney too. I mean, everybody takes an oath, right? As attorneys as well. And just because you're sitting on a board and you may not be an attorney at that time, you still have to do the right thing. You know,
Yeah.
Linda has sworn in that she's supposed to do the right thing. She took an oath as a clerk. You have to do the right thing.
Listen,
you know?
Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. I hate that thing, whatever that is. Anyways, I've really quickly gotten sick of her, and all dealing with her is ridiculous. Heather did well when Mary was there. Mary retired, and then it seems like Heather's kind of went downhill amazingly.
Well, she's gotten sucked in. I mean,
yeah.
you know, I mean, and that's the sad thing.
I'm powerful now.
Yeah, I don't even think that's it. I think there's a part of Heather that she wants to do the right thing, but I think as she watches things that happen to me and others, it makes her very fearful. And that's
I don't have any piss on that.
well,
I don't have any excuse.
Yeah. So anyway, so we brought this up. So what I really like to do is, because viewers are watching, so now people are starting to understand this is why I'm running for election. I'm not going to back down. They're going to have to answer for this stuff. They're going to have to fix it. They're going to have to account for it. So you can try to derail the community any way you want, but you're giving me some platforms here as well. So what I did is I sent you a list of the people to vote for. And so I have the whole thing going on.
You sent it to where?
I sent it to Messenger.
Okay. Holy, what is this?
Now I got all kinds of things just so you know about.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody's texting me right now. The county doesn't hire anyone unless they can control them. But I would never sell my soul to elections, that's for sure.
Where did you send a list? I'm looking, I can't find it.
I sent it at 2119 on Messenger.
Yeah. Damn it.
You want me to resend it?
Yeah, resend it if you can.
Okay, here it comes.
Okay. I got it here.
So I got I sent you two things. So these are all the polling sites for Tuesday. They will be.
Oh, hold on. Then let's pull that back and do it like this. This will be easier to see.
Yeah, I mean, that one's a struggle, but that one's open.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, people are getting real confused by this, so we put it in a list, but this is fine. This is what's open from 6 to 6 on Tuesday.
This is Tuesday. So
yeah.
It breaks.
Tuesday is the final election day. I got to tell people in Madison County are very confused because we have so much open voting. But Tuesday is the very last day that you can vote, everyone. Somebody called me today, Wednesday. I said, no, Tuesday is it.
Yes, Tuesday is election day.
Yeah.
Tuesday is election day. 2024 primary election day vote centers. You can vote anywhere. So you can live in Alexandria, and if you want to go all the way down to Orestes and vote, you can do that. Or you can be in Summitville, and you can drive down to Ingalls if you like, or you can do whatever you want to do. You can vote in any of these places, but they have it broken down to, in Alexandria, you have one place to vote in Alexandria, and that's the Madison County 4-H building right
And
there.
here's the key for everybody watching. If they lose on Tuesday, they lose all their power.
Yeah, right. Listen, folks, you hear how, see, here's the interesting thing. It sounds really doom and gloom right now, and it sounds like I'm in a bad mood, and Bilbrey just hates everybody, and he's talking bad about Russ, and he's talking bad about these people, and he's saying piss on these people and this and this and this. Yeah, because it all sounds horrible. It's all screwed. It's all bad. But you can't go in. As of right now, Katherine or any of the rest of you from Madison County can't go in and say, hey, you guys aren't following the law. I'd like the election board to do something, because they control it all, and the election board controls everything, and nothing's going to happen. But listen, if you, and this is going to sound harsh, and I don't mean to, I apologize. If you get off your butt, tomorrow is Saturday. You got tomorrow, you've got Monday until noon, and then you've got Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. At some point in all of that, if you get up and you go in and you vote for the right people, it's no longer doom and gloom. It don't matter. Russ is gone. These people are gone. Things are gone. Things can be restored in Madison County. You're closer right now than you've been in 20 years.
Listen, people are calling me. My phone has blown up for the last hour. Understand this. I am aware of what has come out. But please understand, the only way out right now is to vote. That is the only way out right now, and for us to win.
What's come out?
Oh, I'll show you. So there's a new text out that has Mikhail Vaughn, myself, and Devin Norrick on it.
Who cares about that?
Right?
If people are reading that crap, listen.
And that's exactly what I said. Anybody who's paying attention to this has got to be the most asinine thing I think I've ever seen. However, believe me when I say this, I will circle back around to this as well. Now, in one part of this, they're talking about nepotism. Okay. Here's the story. Nepotism occurs when you begin to employ your own family member. Okay.
All right. Hold on real quick. I don't want to back up real quick, because there's a real important question here, and I don't want to let it get away. First of all, Stumblefoot, you are right. We very seldomly talk about the people who do good here, because we talk about politicians, and honestly, there are very few and far between that do good. The ones that do good around here, you all know, we support, and there are a few, very few. But this person, Sunset Waffles, I want to make sure I understand what you are asking. You're saying, do you have to be a Madison County citizen to vote in Madison County, or just a resident of Indiana? In order to vote the election day on Tuesday and tomorrow and Monday is for everybody in Indiana in the county in which you live. So if you want to vote in Madison County, you have to be a resident in Madison County. You have to be registered, and all that has to have already been done. If you live elsewhere in Indiana, you have elections going on in your county. So if you need help on what's going on there, reach out and let us know where you live, and I'll try to help get you the information. But to vote in Madison County tomorrow, Monday, or Tuesday, you have to live in Madison County.
Well, and so the big thing is, and I just sent you on your text message, the text that just came out. My part, I can't address. I'm on a non-disclosure. I'm not going to, I guess, I'm just not going to discuss it. So, but here's the thing on nepotism. if people are winning the seats, you want to talk about nepotism? Let's talk about nepotism. Okay. So Todd Culp is the father to Jonathan Culp. Nobody has a problem with that.
Mhm.
I mean, let's just talk about it. I mean, if we want to talk about stuff, let's just talk about it. I mean, Connie Gardner is employed in the assessor's office under who? Under, she works for Larry Davis, but her husband is right now the current auditor, Rick Gardner. Rick Gardner's son used to work in the treasurer's office. His daughter-in-law works in the treasurer's office. I mean, we can talk about, if we're going to talk about stuff, if we're going to put stuff out that's half true, and you know what, frankly, everybody knows my feelings about McHale, but I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to put this out there. People need to get over their crap, okay? McHale hasn't lied to anybody. He owns it. He says, okay, it happened. I got it expunged. He was young at the time. I'm not making excuses for him. But here's the thing. Has he done it again? So let it go. Get over yourself. Everybody's got a problem with three people trying to change things. Yeah, McHale and I don't always agree on things. But why don't you guys go find something else to bang on McHale about? Okay? He's trying. He's been out there probably more than most of us been knocking on doors. He's been working on this for a year or so. We can't say he's not a hard worker. He's been at the polls every day. Yeah. But I'm just sick of it. You want to talk about Devin Nork? I don't know. Why don't you people go get a law degree as a young age as him? He's put himself out there. He's trying to do the right thing. And you guys want to hammer down on him? Hammer down on him. But if any of you kind of paid attention, the fact that Devin is an attorney, he probably would save us a little bit of money on getting us contracts that we had a little wiggle room to get out of instead of sealing deals and getting us sued all the time. Every time you turn around, the commissioners are getting sued. So for me, I'm not going to have any problem casting a ballot for Devin Nork. I'm not. I'm fully aware. And he hasn't hidden the fact of who he's related to. You ask him, he's going to tell you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't back up here real quick. I don't have a problem with Devin Nork. I have no problem with Devin Nork. First of all, real quick.
And McHale's watching. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. McHale got hit on this too. You know what I'm saying? Did he deserve it?
Yeah.
Did he deserve it? No. Did he deserve it when Rick Gardner ran his mouth in the council meeting? No.
So this thing.
We're not talking about Rick Gardner's affair he's having, but we want to go ahead and talk about Vaughn. Come on, if you want to call stuff, then let's just get it all out on the table.
This email says Madison County has a big choice on Tuesday, a choice between preserving our quality of life, which means keeping the people that want to be in power, or letting it all slip away to 3 peas in a pod. Voter fraud Vaughn is convicted voter fraud criminal, and we don't need that on county council. Okay. All right. I agree with what Catherine's saying.
He's been expunged.
It's been expunged. He's obviously allowed to run. He's a sitting county councilman.
Yeah.
I personally can't stand the dude. I think he's a flake. I have no use for him. I would not vote for him. If you like him, I respect Katherine for what her deal is. I think McHale's a flake. I think there's plenty of other things to bash him for other than this nonsense that's expunged. It's over. There's nothing you can do with expungement. Keep talking about it if you want, but it's stupid because it doesn't do anything. So This is dumb. All right. So that is Nork. I would vote for Nork. I wish Nork lived in Delaware County. I wish I could vote for Nork. I wish Nork lived here. Nork is a great dude. I love him. He won me over in his time on the show. I respect the dude, and I think he will be a great addition. Katherine,
he's a fair man.
I don't know what this person said, and I don't know if this person was talking to Katherine or not, but this person said she's off-putting. Let me tell you, if you're part of Russ's people and you're part of the craziness and you don't know about the craziness, Yeah, Katherine probably is off-putting. So am I. We have negative
We embrace it.
attitudes, and we seem like we're bad people, and we seem like we're yelling, and we seem like we're negative. But toxic positivity gets us where we are, and it's bad and it's wrong, and it just gets so tiring that you have to stand up and say, screw it. Do you think that the founding fathers were on-putting when they dressed up like Native Americans and threw the tea in the harbor? Do you think when they were fighting to build a nation that they were the best people? No, they were called the dregs of society. They were drunks, and some of them beat their wives, and they had affairs. They were not good. They were not necessarily good people, but they had the part they played, and they were good as far as understanding where we needed to go as a country, or what we needed to do to advance the idea of freedom and of better government. And so that's all this is about. If Katherine is off-putting to you, I would ask what the deal is. Why is she off-putting to you? You got to really examine that. Why is she off-putting to you? Is it because you're friends with these people and you don't like what she's saying? Well, if so, that's your problem. But if she's off-putting and you just simply don't know any of this, then you probably need to get better educated, because if so, you would be just as mad as she was. So this thing is a joke. Angry Katherine. First of all, they wouldn't say that about a man. They're saying that about Katherine because she's a woman. You know, oh, Katherine's the bitch. She's ragging. Look at her. You wouldn't say that about a man. They're making Katherine seem like a crazy woman.
Now,
and that's bullshit.
Whoever the person is saying that I'm off-putting and you don't like what I have to say, I just sent you in Messenger a picture. I put that up there.
Okay, let me get it here.
You want to talk about trusting me with my money?
Which one of these? Is it this one here, the 29th Monday?
No.
This one?
No, it's the bankruptcy.
Case summary.
Okay.
There's 2 of them.
Damn it.
It's
we're going
the
the wrong
very
way.
last one. The 2 most recent. There you go.
Okay. Now, here's the deal. Whoever this person is that's on here that supports and says I'm off-putting, if you believe that this is the person that you want to vote for, vote him. This person just declared bankruptcy and finished it March 7th of 2024. This is the same person who says, I have to tell you that we hit this wall in 2008. Right? And we were never able to recover. Well, get over it. 2008 was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to take 2008. This was 11 years when he started and began to file this. At what point does this stop? So,
right.
I may be off-putting to you, but you know what? I don't really know what else to do to get the attention of the people.
Yeah. Back to this up, because now this person's come in, and first of all, Fine Line, I thank you for sticking around, and believe me, I don't know who you are. Obviously, you've got a fake name, so you're protected and all that. That's great, and please stick around. I like the debate. That's no problem. You're saying I'm not friends with anyone involved, and I actually want her to win. Well, first of all, so you're in a good place there. Please go vote for her. And I guess good thing you're not married to her. That's the one thing, because you can always go home from her or whatever. But I don't care. I count her as a friend. I want her to win, and I'm okay with the attitude and the matter. First of all, because I know what they've done to her. I know the names she's been called. I know the things they say about her. And I know that. And when you're literally, listen to me, understand this. She walked in, just tell me where you would be. And maybe you don't think it's a big deal. And I understand that. And this is hard for people to understand. Everything should not be a problem. So understand this. She walked into the Madison County clerk's office where they are public servants, and she said, hey, I would like to take some copies of public documents. And they fiddle-farted around with her for how long?
Oh, it took us probably a good 20 minutes until we could get Luke Britt on the phone that says, yeah, she can go ahead and she can take pictures of that. She has every right to do it. So now
they weren't going to let her
around with that.
They weren't going to let her take pictures of public documents because the elected clerk didn't know. And she's like, well, I don't have the okay from my boss, Russ Willis. And listen, I'm that same way. And I've got people say, why do you get so amped up and mad? And then I say, because I'm tired. I am bloody tired of the fight.
Yeah.
The fight for everything. And you might say, well, what does it? Come on. We're talking about public records. Okay. So look at it this way. If they are willing to break the law on minor shit like that, what are they willing to do when we're not watching, when we're not looking? And if it happens over and over and over for 20 years, and you get this close to being able to make a change and people are still fighting you, putting your throat, at some point you've got to get mad and say, I'm done with this and to hell with it.
Well, and another point though, from the time filing for office ends to the election, how long do we have?
3 months.
You have 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 months. And when you have this much corruption going out, I don't have time to tell you in a nice way. How do I tell you in a nice way? This dude is filed for bankruptcy that just got discharged in March. Yeah. There's not a nice way to do it. The best way to do it is to get it out now, start pounding the hard, because he's not qualified. He's not a trustworthy person to be in this position. There's no nice way to say it. And I have 3 months to convince you that what I'm telling you is the truth. And I don't have time to be nice. Sorry.
And here's the thing. If people go back when this all started 4 years ago, I was nice.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I was completely nice. But my patience have grown thin because all the deceit. This is Operation Chaos, people. This is where you see Operation Chaos. Can you pull up that picture I just sent you on Messenger? Mm-hmm. This is just one of many, is what I want to show the people. This is just one of many. Now,
hold on, I'm trying
Tom
to get it.
Cole spent everything but $43 in his election campaign. He has more signs out than you could imagine. We did a show on that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, there's no way. They got more signs out there than they've got money in their bank accounts, right? So look what happens after they watch our show.
And ta-da. Okay.
So the Lincoln Club, what do? They dump in $22.52. Yeah. I want to draw close attention to that. The Lincoln Club gave $22.52 to 6 candidates in the swamp: Carl Abel, Dr. Green, Abraham, Culp, Gardner, and Likens. Now that was close to about what they raised within just about $1,000. They put it between those 6 people.
They said they gave this on 4/29/24. When was our last show?
It was before that. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Because Abel Green and Abraham didn't have enough money, and they got it on the same day too. Yeah. So the fact is you put these signs up, you promoted that you paid for them, and until you were called on it, you weren't going to do the right thing. So if you guys put my opponent in there, knock yourselves out, because you guys are just getting ready to get higher taxes. You're going to get duped. It's going to be what it is. Now, what I want to draw special attention, and I'm going to give this credit to Nicole Schuyler, because this wasn't me, okay? Nicole made a comment to me today, and she says, she says to me, since the Culps filed for bankruptcy in 2019, they've ran 3 elections. Jennifer ran in 2019 and run city council. She ran in 2023 and won city council. And now they're running her husband. Now, you guys have dumped a ton of money into these accounts, but yet you can't pay your bills. And you fell on hard times in 2008. I think I'd be doing everything in my power to save money and pay back the creditors that I owe if I'm in that situation. Now, we all fall on hard times. I get it. But make restitution then. Don't make an excuse that I fell on hard times in 2008, 16 years ago, and I'm not doing anything now. Right? Now, her son's running. I don't know how much money they've donated to her son. So that now makes 4 campaigns they're running.
Right.
Okay. So I got a problem with all of this.
How many of your family members are running for office, Katherine?
Listen, a big fat 0. So I want to remind everybody of this. If I hear another person scream God to me,
I don't think her tone. I think she sounds as bitchy as she sounded the whole rest of the time. You didn't get any happier, did you?
No, I'm the same person I've always been.
All right, go ahead.
And this person must be new to the show because this is Katherine. You're not going to get
right.
This is Katherine. So put that other picture that I just sent to you up.
Hold on, back up. Let me tell you. On May 8th, she can calm down and start being smiling and being nicer.
And Joe Quinn, is that what their name is? Joe Quinn?
Yeah, something like that.
I just want you to know that I'm running on about 3 hours.
Walking a fine line.
Well, I'm working on 3 hours of sleep for the last 3 weeks. And almost anybody who's on this show will tell you, because they're texting me at all hours of the night. They're like, yeah, Katherine doesn't sleep very much. So it was okay for Jesus in the Old Testament to flip over tables in the temple.
Yeah.
It was okay. Why was he hunted? For telling the truth? Yes, he gave his life for us, but how did he get there? He got there because he was out there trying to find the truth for the people.
Oh God, I can see the text that goes out tomorrow. Right? Katherine Callahan compares herself to Jesus.
Oh yeah, and that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, right? But you know that's coming, so we might as well just put it all out there. I'm not comparing myself to anybody. But the thing here is that somebody has to stand at some point. They just do. And so if Joe Quinn even had an idea of how much information that I have to get out in a small amount of time, we could be here for 4 days.
No, here's the real thing. Here's the real thing. If we talked about all of the insanity that was going on, and we walked the path of telling you every single nuance. First of all, it would be too far in the weeds and we would lose people. And second of all, people wouldn't stick that. You got to understand, this is something that we deal with day in and day out. And furthermore, listen, she's in Madison County. I'm talking about Madison County. Last night I was talking about Delaware County. The night before that I was talking about Henry County. I'm getting it from all these people. It's just like a soup of chaos always. You're in the shit. You're in the craziness and seeing all of this constantly, and the negativity and the dirtiness and seeing the dirty politics and the cheating and the lying. And man, over here, this guy is the person supposed to ride in on the white horse, and they're now pocketing as much money and more than the person before him. And that started an FBI investigation for 7 years. And now we've got a new one just getting ready to kick off. And it's just like constantly, always, it's nonsense. And so then we have to sift through about 1,000 different nonsense stories and say, okay, well, this is the big one. We're going to fit this one out there. We're going to tell this one to try to paint a picture of it's shitty right now. And you need to get up and do something, knowing that everyone's going to have busted their ass for the last 3 months, the last year, the last 2 years heading into Tuesday, and we're going to have a real shitty turnout.
Well,
Even if people win, we're going to have a shitty turnout.
Right. For Joe Quinn, a little bit of clarity. I've been at this for 4 years. Not 2 years, not 6 months, for 4 years if you go back and look at mine. So I am getting to the end here as far as change has to happen. If we don't take back this county this time in the primary, we're done. Now, somebody just wrote me a clarification because I do have a large amount of people who are texting me, and I appreciate that. They know I'm tired, and they know that people are nitpicking me to death. The people who received money, my error, I did say the lichens are not running. It's Gardner, Richwine, Culp, and then Abel, Abraham, and Green. So if anybody's out voting, write those 6 names down. Just don't vote for them. Vote for whoever's running opposite of them, is what I can tell you.
Yeah.
Because that is the swamp right there. There's no other swamp than that swamp right there. And what Russ thinks of you people in Madison County, what he believes is that none of you are intelligent enough to pick names. Both of those A names are to make sure he can seal the deal that way. So I'm just telling you right now, they're hoping that this chaos that they're running, Abel has always voted Democrat. He was a strong, staunch supporter of Hillary Clinton. He would bash Republicans repeatedly. And now all of a sudden he's become a Republican. Why? Because it's very difficult for Democrats to win in Madison County right now. Why doesn't somebody ask him about that? Why isn't somebody worried? You're worried about Vaughn? Why don't you go worry about Abel? That's who I'd be worried about.
Yeah.
Is he a backdoor Dem that's coming in to take over? Vaughn, it is what it is. I'm not sitting here supporting or doing, but Vaughn has walked over 9,600 houses. Come on. I'll tell you right now, I'm not sure that Abel, Abraham, or Green has done anything. And what's going to be real surprising, if all of you are watching, will you be at the polls tomorrow? Because not one time have we seen any of you at a poll yet.
That's funky.
So, and I'll be amazed, but again, I'm just kind of exhausted and I'm tired of everything that's going on. And so as we move forward, I want to tell you who my picks are. So I put those in Messenger and we're going to go through those right now. And we can't get better because nobody can cut the baggage loose,
Okay, I'm going to pull those up real quick. And Tweety Bird, I'm going to come back and answer your question here in a minute. Just FYI.
Yeah, she's got a couple on there that I want to answer on Tweety Bird too. And so I'm not trying to glance over anybody. I've got a lot of information. So if you,
I'm not seeing your list. Can you resend it to me?
Yeah, sure. So the very first one will be the polling sites, and then the next one will be the actual ballot. Not the ballot, but who we've got to pick from, and maybe one of you can highlight it as we go.
Okay, here, let me pull this up. Okay. Oh, God, this is that thing. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think, let me see if we can do it like this. Okay. Actually, let me do it like this. Hold on, give me a second. Let me remove it like this. This will be easier to do it like this. Keep talking there for a second. I'm going to pull it up a different way.
Tomorrow, for people who want to vote tomorrow, we do have open polls tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow. You can go to the Alexandria Madison County 4-H building. You can go to Anderson Zion Baptist. And if somebody's watching, text me if I'm wrong. I think Mikhail is watching. He knows this better than me. Let's see here. Because they've got this so confusing. It's not even funny.
Mikhail is watching.
Yeah. So we've got Madison Park Church of God. You can go there. We've got the UAW. You can go there. You can go to Elwood City Hall. You can go there. And you can go to the Pendleton Library. Okay. Now, if some of you aren't sure who you want to vote for, I'm going to tell you right now. If
Here it
you
comes.
want, and you can go to Crossroads Church, that's over by Crossroad and Scatterfield across from Payless at Stagnant. If you're not sure who you want to vote for, the surveyor, Ken Kaczynski, he will be at Pendleton Library most of the day. Go over there, talk to him. I mean, get to know him. If you're unsure, he's happy to talk to anybody. If you're unsure, call Ken. Hit him on Messenger. He'll talk to you. He has no problem talking to you. Reach out. None of us are afraid to talk to you. If you're not sure about Mikhail Vaughn, he will be at Pendleton Library tomorrow as well. I'm trying to think where everybody's going to be at. Larry Savage, he'll be at Pendleton tomorrow if you're not sure about who you want for your congressional candidate. I will most likely be at Cross Church if somebody wants to come out there. Or you can message me if you're looking for a certain candidate, and I will direct you where to go, or I will get you in touch with a candidate. So this is kind of what we've got going on. For auditor, I'm picking myself. I'm choosing myself not because I'm Katherine. I'm choosing myself because I am the most qualified candidate. If I can go into an election room and I can tell the election person and the clerk that I'm allowed to look at pictures and I'm allowed to take pictures and I'm allowed to look at these documents, that these are records for the public. Don't you think I'm going to make sure anything that's public record in the auditor's office is there for you to get at your fingertips? I want that stuff posted online that you can just go on there and don't even have to bother anybody with it.
Yes.
It's your money. It's your records.
Yes.
If you want to vote for my opponent, fine, vote for him. That's your choice. But clearly he's already showed you that he can't function with his own money.
There are issues. And listen, no one is saying that he's not, maybe a good father, a good husband, a good friend. That all those things are possible. It's just he's had his time in public government, in public service, and I don't think he's made it to the point where he needs to be given a seat at the big table in the big seat. I think it's probably something where it's like, it's probably time for him to just step away. Thank you for your service. We're going to try something different.
That's the problem. The problem is that will he hold people accountable? Because clearly he's already shown that. And, at the end of the day, when we say, will he hold anybody accountable? The question becomes, he wouldn't even accept the fact that he submitted the incorrect budget.
Right.
And then Gardner jumps in front of the bullet and says, well, usually Todd does it, but this time, what is it, you guys? Who submitted it?
Yeah. One person did it. One person normally does it. One person did it this time. Who was it? Just be honest with it.
Yeah. And Ken Kaczynski's another one. I have no idea how many houses that Ken Kaczynski has walked. I don't know how many houses he's hit, but I can guarantee you he's well got to be in 6,000 or 7,000. He has been out pounding it. Devin Nork's another one. They've got to be in the upper, closer to that mark as well. Lisa Rinker-Woodcamper. I mean, look at these people showing up at town hall meetings, never backing down and facing the public, the best that they can. These guys have been at the polls over and over and over, trying to shake hands, trying to listen to the people. Larry Savage, he's knocked on over 20,000 doors for him. Everybody's trying to work for change. Listen, Ken Kaczynski doesn't need the surveyor's job. He's a successful businessman. Katherine Callahan is a successful businesswoman. But we want what's better for the community. Devin Nork's another one. He could go do his own private law and never look back. But again, he's willing to sacrifice himself for the community, for the betterment of it. Lisa Rinker, she has a great job. She can go make her own money. But all these people, Mikhail, he's got a job too. All these people have full-time jobs. I'm confused on the other surveyor that's up against Kaczynski because, I mean, my understanding is he may not have a job. I'm again confused by that. So why isn't he at every poll every day? I don't know. So look at the people who show up and want to look at the people. That's who you should be voting for.
Right.
People who have put themselves out there. The thing is that ultimately Rick is responsible for submitting the budget because he's the auditor and he holds the pen to submit the budget. But Todd is the one who punches all the buttons. So to me, if you ask me, I think it was combined effort. And to be quite honest,
they're both screw ups.
Between Jody, Bethany, and Mikhail, they did call them on their behavior and they held them accountable. So,
Yeah.
I mean, people have to make the best decisions for them. But if you think anyone from the swamp is going to do this or hold Todd Culp accountable, no. And your first indication for my opponent is there's a reason why he doesn't want you to know his first name. And to tell me that nobody calls him by his first name, all his bankruptcy papers, they all say Robert Todd Culp. So if we're just going to air people's dirty laundry, let's air it. Okay? Because I'm tired of it. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my delivery. Okay? We're going to talk about Shepard and Kaczynski. And I want to tell you something.
Can you stop promoting the Unabomber, please?
Okay. I'm just going to tell you that Ken, he has worked hard. One night he could not attend a meeting because he had an issue in his own private business. He owns pawn shops. And there was a shoot, right? In defense, his people defended themselves.
Yeah.
So I go to the back of the room of this pawn shop. Or not pawn shop. I go to the back of the room and I'm picking up papers after we're done. And I see that somebody has laid out a case about Ken. Okay, this was years ago. He's defending his property. He got into some type of pissing contest with somebody. All right, it happened. Okay, he's a businessman. He's got to stand up for what he believes in. I don't blame him. Okay, but then the other guy, his opponent, Shepard, he's dumping all this money into campaigns, and I'm being told he's not paying child support. What is it with you people? I mean, I don't understand any of this. I mean, where's everybody's priorities? Ken's a businessman. He's working his tail off for the people. He's doing his signs. He's not paying, some big company to come in and do all his crap for him. He's out there pounding them in himself. He's out there sweating. He's out there hitting, and then you're listening to Ken in public. Ken's like, listen, we got a drainage problem. I was out there. I needed a canoe, right? He's out there in the depths of all of it.
Right.
And then Shepard comes in and goes, there's no draining problems here in Madison County. Well, why is that, people? Because his dad is the surveyor right now, so he would never say something. And here's the thing. Ken's not saying anything bad about somebody. He's just pointing out the obvious. So I guess why don't you just call Ken Mr. Obvious? I don't know what to say to anybody. So my pick is going to be Ken Kaczynski. That's just how it's going to be because he's been up front. He's worked hard. When the rubbers met the road, he's been out there pounding on those doors. He's doing everything he can to win an election. And he's doing it for what? For himself. And I've heard that. So anybody who gets on here and starts saying that Ken's doing this for his own personal gain, he has not shown me that yet. And believe me, if Ken gets on here and he decides to do that in the future, I will be there to call him on it.
Right.
That's the real.
Yeah.
And you know what? I would hope that Ken, Mikhail, Devin, Lisa, any of those would call me on, or you or Kate would say, what are you doing?
Yeah, this is not a thing about friends, man. Like, I've got all the friends I need. These are politicians.
Exactly.
If there are politicians I'm cool with and they start doing stupid shit, I don't have a problem saying, hey, yo, your slip's showing. What's happening? I'm getting ready to start calling you out really quickly. I want to throw you out of office.
Right. And that's the thing with Ken. I've asked him some hard questions. He's answered them up front, and we've been good and moved on. So I have respect for Ken. I mean, I say give him a chance. I'm willing to take that chance, and that's who I'll be voting for. So Ken will be who we're looking at for surveyor. Adam is not contested, so he will be
Yeah,
contested
it
in the
doesn't
fall.
really matter as far as that
Yeah,
goes.
against Glazebrook. Let's see who else we have
Going
here.
now down here to surveyor. And you said there's you do there is or there is not.
Yep.
Yeah, it is contested.
Yep.
That's what you were just talking about, Ken versus Charles.
Yeah.
And you're going for Ken.
I'm pulling for Ken. You know,
What is his name? Ken what? Kaczynski?
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski?
Kaczynski.
Is it?
Yeah. He'll come on with us if we want him to. He's pretty funny. But
all right, Kaczynski.
So, and here's the thing, you know, they're hoping the swamp that you're going to vote on name recognition.
Right.
His dad. So I'm just going to tell you guys, I get, and some of you people who are watching, I get it. You haven't agreed with me. You don't want to vote for Ken. That's your choice. This is America. Okay. I'm just telling you what Katherine Callahan's going to do. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
I don't know either one of these guys, but I would definitely vote for Kaczynski before anybody else.
Right. And so that's the story with him. As we get into commissioners, I don't know if.
All right, here comes the commissioners. Here we go. Here's the commissioners. This will be the big one here. All right, folks, let's get down here. Here we go. All right, we've got Rick Gardner.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Shepard just moved back here in January. He's been gone for 15 years. I thought you had to be in the county for so long before you could run, like a year.
Long enough. It just, I think a year.
I thought you had to be here for a year. But again, this is our GOP. This is our clerk. They don't, if it benefits them in some way, they'll do whatever they can to make sure that person gets a pass. Now, here is what we got running for District 2. Now, what people need to be aware of in Madison County, commissioners, even though they're running in districts, everybody in the county gets to vote. Everybody in the county gets to vote. So we need people to pull Devin Nork. We need people to pull Lisa Whitcamper-Rinker. And here's the thing. You can have a list on your phone. You can have a list written down on your hand, and you can pull it out to write down who you're going to vote for at the polls. You can absolutely have those papers. So remember that. And that's the thing, Chris. I don't know what happens. You know, does somebody get disqualified later if it's a full year before you take office. They have to be here. It's not that they have to be here before they file. So I guess he's going to qualify. So, you know, it'll be real interesting to see what all happens with that. So, you know, whatever everybody wants to do, I'm just giving you my recommendations. We are going to come back to Gardner and Nork and Richwine and Rinker. And I'm going to have I think people sometimes do better if they see pictures. So we're going to come back to some of that.
Okay.
As far as we scroll down, you know, this is a Republican year.
You want to scroll down? Are you done with this one?
Yeah, we've got delegates and we've got precinct committee members. It is very important that people know what precinct they're in. If you do not know what precinct you're in,
before we get there, we're going to get to the council, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. I guess we got to get back to them. I forgot about them.
You forgot all about the council.
I did. That's a wild race within itself.
And they're big. Yeah, it is.
I mean, that is just a wild ride right there.
We can't even get down to them. All right, here we go. All right. Madison County.
So here's the council, okay?
Jesus.
And again, I am just going to tell you Katherine Callahan, okay? You pick who you want to pick, okay?
Okay. Let's hear who Katherine's picking. Now, real quick, folks, you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 people running on the Republican ticket. You vote for the top 3 people you want. Now, you can go in there and you can vote for nobody. You can leave it blank if you want, but I wouldn't do that. You can go in there and you can vote for one person. That's called bullet voting. You can leave everybody else blank. You can vote for 2 people, or you can vote for 3 people. If you vote for 4 people, it will invalidate it. But you must vote for, you can vote for 1, you can vote for 0 people, you can vote for 1 person, you can vote for 2 people, or you can vote for up to 3 people.
So here's the story with this. Carl Abel is a Democrat.
He's a Democrat through and through.
I'm just going to tell you, if you're a Democrat watching and you want to pull a Republican ticket and vote for him, I guess you could do that. If you loved Hillary Clinton, Carl Abel's your person. He loved Hillary Clinton. Just saying. Okay. So that you're all clear that Abel loved Hillary Clinton. Now, and I got stuff about that. Carl Abel's been putting stuff out about me, telling me that I'm misinforming the people. Well, that's funny, Carl, as you watch tonight, because you sent out precinct committeemen flyers telling people to vote for you, saying that you're a precinct committeeman. There's only one person who's actually doing misconception and misleading the people. That's you, because your flyer needs to be retracted because it's false. And quite frankly, all these PCs who have sent out flyers saying they're precinct committeemen and that we're electing them need to be disqualified for misleading the public.
Yeah.
So James Abram, I already showed that on his financials. He's done $400 in there. He was just put in there as a plant. He has no desire. And I don't know, Mikhail's watch. How old is he, Mikhail? Because, and not that age matters, but he's another one that they had to pull out and sign off on.
I'm getting word that Mikhail cannot answer on advice of counsel.
Oh, and how old he is? Well, this guy, here's the story with him. They had to sign off for him to run. So again, we're picking and choosing, but then Rush challenged all these other people over here. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you something. It's crap like that when Mikhail's like, I'm not answering because of counsel. I mean, you vote for Mikhail, you vote for Mikhail. I don't care. I mean, if you're for the people, answer the question. On Brizendine,
the biggest thing was the biggest thing. The problem I had with that is he's full of shit. No attorney, I'm going to say this right here. No attorney told him to not answer a question from a political commentator. Yeah. And if an attorney told him that attorney needs to lose his license immediately because he's an idiot and Mikhail's an idiot. If you're not a politician that says I can't talk to you.
Yeah, and again, I don't care about the age. I've got an amazing man.
How old is he? Are we saying he's young or is he old?
He's older. I just don't know. Okay. I've got an amazing man, Phil Poore, who's been working the polls, who I hope that I am that energetic and I am that gung-ho. I mean, he's been around for 8 decades. He's amazing. I would have loved to seen Phil Poore run for that council because he probably would have flipped it upside down and rocked everybody's world. I mean, he's just a no-nonsense. Here it is. This is how it should be. I mean, his delivery is a lot better than mine, and I can learn from him every day, and I'm very appreciative of Mr. Poore. And that man has been at the polls nonstop. He's walked his precincts. He will be the precinct committeeman in his area. He did this on a whim and he read about it and I talked to him about it and he said, I'm going to give this a shot. And he's been amazing. His name's Phil Poore. Phil has been amazing. Okay. Yes. Amazing. Yes. So, now Jason Brizendine, I've heard it all. I do have a sign of Jason Brizendine up at my place. He is the current chief of police in Elwood. I've heard people say all kinds of conflicting things about Brizendine. That is up to you, how you feel about Brizendine, but I'm going to be crystal clear to everybody. I was a chief deputy coroner. We had a very difficult time penetrating in Elwood. Jason Brizendine was nothing but good to us in the coroner's office, supportive of us, and he made things work for us in Elwood. And that was the family that we beat in the election. So it's a very cliquish thing. So I will be supporting Jason Brizendine. And again, this is an election, people. You don't have to vote the way I do. I'm just telling you what my thoughts are.
Yeah.
And so because of the interactions that I've had with Jason, what he has shown me time and time again, anytime he's told me he will get something done, he's gotten it done yesterday. So
so far you've only picked you got one that you're voting for.
Yes.
So that's
Jonathan
Jason.
Cole. is a nice kid,
Okay.
but he's a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have young people coming in.
Oh
Now,
no.
and here's what I'm saying. If Jonathan Culp would have been in attendance to at least 6 council meetings, I would have given him a chance. But Jonathan hasn't been to a one. So it makes it very difficult for me to believe how vested he is.
He's running
But
as a
he's
joke.
a nice kid. And
Yeah.
so that's my whole thing with him. He's like 26 or 27.
I'd rather have Bree on the ballot.
Yeah. So, even if he would have been watching my podcasts and he would have been on there interacting and making comments, then I would be more inclined. But I have not seen hide nor hair of Jonathan. So I struggle with that. Kristi Grabowski, I hope she wins. I hope she wins. There's nothing more I can say about that. I hope she wins. She'll be an asset, and we'll see if she can bring home the win. She's another one. She's pounded on over 9,000 doors. She's been working as hard as she can. Kristi's been at the polls every day. She's been trying to get to as many meetings as she can get to. So Kristi has been sitting in the auditorium for several years now. So
Yeah.
I hope she wins.
All right, so that's 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
That brings us to Scott Green.
Scott Green is a physician. Scott Green is part of the swamp.
Okay.
Scott Green is another one that is a plant.
All right. He's
So
a plant.
vote for Scott Green is a vote for Russ Willis.
Okay. Yeah, that's no
about
good.
all I got for you on that one.
All right.
Now,
Your friend Jason Turner.
Yeah, Jason Turner, I have nothing positive to say about this gentleman. And me calling him a gentleman, that's pretty nice of me.
It is nice of you.
It is.
That was nice.
Because he has done nothing about putting accurate information out at all. No.
He's so crazy.
He is. He is like, this is a guy who I could see could walk into a building and just start unloading. I mean, this guy, there's just something not right.
His thoughts and his...
He is off the chain. I mean, he's not a stable man.
Okay. All right.
And so if you vote for this man,
let you know everything he's thinking then, huh?
he didn't file any financials. He has no disclaimers on his signs.
Yeah.
And the fact that Russ is just letting him run amok, I have no idea. McHale. My problem with McHale is clear. I mean, you ask him as a citizen to help you with some information and he can't answer me. Okay. I don't know what to tell you about that. That's up to you.
Yeah.
So the 2 that I most likely will be on my ballot will be Brizendine and Grabowski. What that will do is give them 1.5 votes apiece.
McHale was a tails down. No vote for McHale.
Okay, well, that's a flip of a coin. So it's up to you guys what you want to do. I've been honest with you about all of this. I don't know. I mean, I will tell you this.
I'm gonna be honest. I would vote for McHale over the rest of these. Over Jason Turner, over Scott Green,
yes,
and over Jonathan Culp. Okay,
yeah.
Over Carl, over James, and the only reason is to yell at him and bust his balls and beat him down. Other than that, I don't really care.
But I mean, it would be the lesser of the evils because the other ones are horrible people. I mean. Yeah. You can tell me how nice they are, but are they running for the right reasons? And that's what I've got a problem with. So that's my picks on the council. That's up to you guys. I try to do my best to be as fair as I possibly can be. And I'm sure there's people who aren't going to vote for me because I gave you my picks. Well, you know what? I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So the delegate seats are there. Reach out to me and I'll put a list up of who I think you guys should be posting for delegates. You don't have to pick the full amount of people. It says you have to pick 11. You don't have to. You can pick.
Yeah.
In District 3 on state delegates, they only have 9, so they all win.
They're all going to win. No matter what happens, they all win.
Yep, you didn't have enough people to run up there in District 3. So that's the northern part of that. Larry Savage. Oh, yeah, we forgot about Congress. Larry Savage, he's the hometown boy. I would go with Larry. I know there's some people that may not agree with me, but wouldn't it be great that somebody from Madison County won Congress?
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
I voted for Larry today.
Yeah. And so, give Larry a chance and see what he can do, right? The main thing about that Congress, what we've got going in Congress right now is not working. We got to do something different.
Yes.
And that's kind of where I'm going with that. So that's kind of the story with a lot of these. If you have a PC, if you're looking for a PC, go to my webpage or go to my Facebook. And I just sent you, Chris, on Messenger, a slide that says those are the PCs that are contested that we're wanting to win. You can take that, a screenshot of that off of my Facebook page. And you can take that in and it will tell you what precinct you're in if you don't know, or you can go to votersindiana.gov and it'll tell you what your precinct is. We need to win 25 or more of these seats. That's what we need to win.
25 or more.
Yes. So
how many people are running? How many stepchildren are running for PC?
Over 80.
Huh?
80.
80. Okay. And you only need to win 25?
Well, 40 of them are uncontested. So we have to hold the majority.
Okay.
So we have 40 that are uncontested that are running, and then we've got these that are contested. We need these people to win. Now, let me be very clear to anybody who's watching me. I have already a dozen people who've reached out to me, and I would like you to keep this number rolling. Russ Willis is taking people who are contested in the PCs against these people listed here. He is going to put them inside the polls and let them work in their precinct area. That is a problem. Now, yes, I guess according to the state, he can do it. But I'm telling you right now, there needs to be something called on this one. This is just ethically wrong. And here's the thing. Here's the little curve out. He's only allowed to use those people if he doesn't have enough volunteers. So the more of you people that tell me that you volunteered and he turned you away, the better for us.
Yeah.
So if you can let me know you've been turned away and that he's using contested precinct members in this area. And here's the thing. Use a precinct committeeman that's contested. But if there's someone down here in Lapel, you better send them up to Elwood, even though we have open vote centers. But that's what that's the right thing to do. So I would encourage all of you guys, and exactly what this person says. The problem with not voting for Vaughn is you may get a Willis plant and allow the regiment to control the council. Like him or not, he will stand up for the regiment. Well, now I'm not going to go with that last sentence. Okay, it's whatever he chooses to stand up for what he wants. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And so, I get what people are saying, and that's what I'm saying. If we do need to control it. We need to take at least 2 of the 3 seats. That's absolutely correct. So, is it better to have Mikhail? I'll let the voters decide that.
Here we go. I've been told he doesn't need me at the polls.
Okay. And can you tell me why? So message me on Messenger because I'm keeping a list of them. So this is exactly what I'm saying. He says that we don't have enough people to run. I'm over it. And this is why I'm running. So if Joe Quinn, if you're still watching, this is what is exhausting.
Yeah.
We've got good people trying to do the right thing, trying to keep election tampering at a minimum. And I got a GOP who's running amok. And that's a problem. And I got a clerk who's allowing it. So everybody needs to remember in 2026, you better think about who you want as your clerk because you're never going to have fair elections until you switch up that seat. And I will just say, if something happens that I don't get the auditor seat, maybe I should come look at the clerk seat. Because at some point we have to have our breaking point in Madison County. So these are the people, figure out what precinct you're in. And then make sure you vote in these people who are part of the change. We're part of the movement. And that's what I would encourage people to do there. I really don't know what more I could do to help the county as far as getting information out. I don't know what more Ken Kaczynski can do. I don't know what more Devin Nork can do. He let me go to training, but maybe I asked too many questions. This is absolutely asinine.
Yeah, right. You ask too many questions.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that's the thing. That means she's intelligent enough to
Yeah,
call
right.
crap, is what that means. So if you're at the polls, you're struggling, something happens. Here's another good example. Somebody walked in. They've always voted in the general. They don't vote in the primary. Walked in, they said, "Ma'am, do you want a Democrat ticket or you want a Republican ticket?" She says, "I want a Democrat ticket, I think." Goes in, the Democrat computer comes up and she calls over the person. She says, "I don't want these people. There's no one on here that I want to vote for." She said seeing Biden was her first clue. So she questions them. They're like, "No, your person will be on there." She gets all the way through and she's like, "My person's not on here. I've come to vote for Katherine." And she's like, "Well, it's too late now. You're just going to have to submit that."
No.
So she submits it. She comes out of the polls. She's calling me. She's like, "Something seriously went wrong." She's crying.
Well, she should listen, folks. Listen, please, for the love of God. And I know that not everybody's listening to this. Do not do that. Number one, and this is a weird sword. Number one, if there's a problem and they try to turn you away, don't just leave without calling. Call me or call Katherine. Call someone. Or if you get there and they try to force you to vote a ballot that you do not want, don't press it and then call. You call first because they cannot force you to do that.
And that's, I made a post about that. I hope that makes sense to people. Keep my phone number, keep calling me and calling me and calling me. I'll have 2 phones on me all day. Do not text me. Call me until I answer that phone.
If there's a problem, call. Texting is not good.
Yeah. So, and hey, who knows? Maybe Bree will be the next clerk. Maybe she'll knock Olivia off of her stool and be the new youngest clerk we've ever had in Madison County.
That'd be great.
I mean, Bree's done a great job. So again, I can't express any more. Ken Kaczynski for surveyor, Devin Nork for commissioner, District 2, Lisa Whitcamper Rinker, commissioner, District 3. County Council, Grabowski, Brizendine, and Vaughn. It's your choices. If you want to pick 3, there's your 3 choices. I know who I'm going to be voting for. Okay. So you've heard my spiel about all 3 of them. You can't say I didn't warn you. Okay.
Right.
And then of course myself for auditor, and then precinct committeeman, you need to look up. And I'm trying to remember delegates you'll need to look up or message me and I'll tell you who to get. And am I missing any seats? Hoping that I've gotten all of them. I think that's all of them. So let's see if we can, what I'm hoping is we bring home a sweep. Is that, people will look at the desperation that people are at. Now.
Whoop, we lost her there for a second. Hold on.
My camera, hold on
Your
a second.
camera went off.
There you go. Hold on a second. Okay. Is it back on?
No.
Okay. Okay.
There she goes.
Okay. What I want to do is people are asking, why not? Okay. Here we go. We're going to start with this one. If you people want to vote for the swamp, so I just sent some things in Messenger. These are things that you need to know.
Okay, I'm pulling this up. Hold on. Okay.
And I'll give a big shout out to Tim Harvey and 5-3. Make sure you vote for him. Precinct. His wife's done an amazing job informing the people and letting people know what needs to happen here. These are all the things. I mean, right here, did John Richmond approve of Rick Gardner's use of ARPA for their rainy day fund? Right. So they're putting rainy day fund money into, or putting ARPA money into the rainy day fund and then recycling it.
That's nuts.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, that's not how that's supposed to be going on. And I just want everybody in the county to know, how much money did the coroner's office receive of ARPA money?
$0.
$0. This is rich wine. This is the flyer people need to pay attention to. He gambles with your money. There is no contract for the 911 dispatch. What would happen if the dispatch center went out in any county?
That's not good. Yeah, it would not be a good thing.
He's made such a disaster. For years, he hasn't set this straight. And then he wants to put it on the back of the taxpayers. He wants the counties to figure out how they're going to pay for this. I mean, this is a walking disaster.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. He truly is gambling. And here's the thing. This has been toned way down. Why? Because of people that don't want negative information. Well, there's a difference. This is the truth, people. This is the reality.
Sometimes the truth sucks.
It does. It does. But that's what it is. This is the truth. And it goes on to the backside. So if you've got one of these great things in your, he raised safety local income taxes along with his crew on the county council.
Yeah.
Why did they do that at the time they did it? Because they want to say to you right now at election time, hey, look, we've got this huge rainy day fund, but we forget to tell you that 911 is dying on the vine because we're not giving them any finances. And on top of it, people come here to Madison County, they get trained, and then they'll move over to Hamilton County getting paid like $4 or $5 an hour more. The whole reason why he wanted to increase our safety local income taxes, he said, is to give to the police and fire. He hasn't done that. He's put one officer on the road the entire time, but we've got $13 million in our rainy day fund. You're killing me.
Yeah. And he's lucky that they made him gambling here, because I could have made him, with this picture, I could have made him doing something much different.
Yeah.
All right.
And the backside's the same way. You guys have no idea. Voting him in, we all lose.
Yeah.
He's had enough time. He has proven to us time and time again.
Yeah, he's been elected in Madison County for like 600 years.
Yeah. So if he gets this election, this will be the 8th time. If he gets through this one and he serves another 4 years, 32 years in there. And anybody who received his flyer in the mail, please pull it out and go look at it. He says he graduated from Purdue University. Well, Purdue needs to come back and take the degree back.
Yeah.
There is so many grammatical errors, so many spelling errors. He had to pull an award that he won in 2013. What's that tell you, Madison County? Over a decade ago was the last time he actually served this community and got an award. Time for him to go. He's out. State is welcome.
Yes.
But it's up to you to get him out. I mean, that's just the bottom line with that. We could have paved every road in Madison County for all the money spent on Rich Wine's lawsuits.
God.
Now, I'm telling you right now, what do you think about our roads? Well, there's where it all went to.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible.
And Scott Mellinger, he got his piece of the pie, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So I'm just saying, we're just going to call it like it is. So these are the kind of things we need
No, Jack.
to pay attention to and think through as we are pushing those buttons, what to do. I got to give it to Shelley Boggs Harvey. This is a great one. You know, I just want to share some. I know we're getting late, but I want to share with some people. This is a great one. Look at this one. Shelley needs to get paid extra overtime, but you need to elect her husband into precinct committeeman Tim Harvey in 5-3. That's over by Canada. Is that not a great one? That's a great one.
I love it.
So Madison County, it's time to drain the swamp. Hey, just take a picture of that. Don't vote for those people. Vote for whoever's running against them. That's what you want to do right there, right? And people, you want to know, why is this a swamp? What's going on here? Well, here you go. Here's another great graphic that kind of sends the message home from Shelley Harvey. You just got to give her all the kudos here. There's your puppet master. Get rid of some of these people. You know, this is the reality. These are not negative things. Rich Wine, you know, has pulled all these strings. He's misappropriated so many funds. He spends more than what he's allotted, and then he comes back, and what he does is he moves it around, and he takes it out of health funds, and then he comes back and says, "Oh, well, we're going to be short in the health fund." Well, who's going to tell him no? But what you forget is back in, you know, February and March, he had to pay another lawsuit. He had to do something for himself. And that's the whole shell game, that by the time you get to December, they forget. And then you're like, oh, we got to pay those health insurance things. You got Rick Gardner, who won't call him on one misappropriation, and he won't even pay his own property taxes. And now he's made him disappear from the government site. You got Culp, who clearly shows you habitually he can't get himself out of a mess.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these are the things that, you know, I want people to think about as you're walking into the polls and you're not sure what to do. Well, this is what you're voting in if you stay with these people. And you know what, Chris, I think the worst thing that I'm hearing people say, well, you know what? Never say your opponent's name.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that.
You know, never say your opponent's name. I mean, here's what people say to me all the time. They're like, Katherine, you shouldn't be talking about other people's opponents. Well, here's the thing. I need Lisa Whitcamper-Rinker to win. I need Devin Nork to win. I need Ken Kaczynski to win. I need Grabowski to win. I need Brizendine to win. I need people to win. I can't do this by myself. Right?
Yeah,
but
no question.
You know, we need people to win. And so this is the kind of stuff that I want people to pay attention to. I want you to go out and look at, and I want you to see what Operation Chaos looks like. Yeah. This is Operation Chaos. Let me show you this. I am at the polls. I sent you a couple other graphics, but I'm at the polls, and Todd comes out, and my signs have been out for a couple of days. And so these are the signs that Todd Culp is putting up for himself.
Let's see here. Trying to get it to load. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah.
So here's the signs that he's putting out. Now, here's another one. Before you vote, look at your taxes. Oh, yeah, assessments just came out. Everybody has gone crazy. You know, another reason why you shouldn't vote for Gardner. Because instead, we're actually paying his taxes. Okay. And I just want to remind everybody, he keeps gloating on the fact that he said he didn't take any payments. They garnished his wages when he was working as a councilman. Well, I want to be clear with everybody, and I've got the article to back it up. What he did is he was making $13,000 a year. He owed $80,000. For 3 years, they garnished his wages. But what did he
You want me
do?
to fast forward? You want me to go on from here?
Yeah. Gardner increased his federal and state taxes to a much higher rate.
Yeah.
So he got bigger returns. So don't believe everything he's giving you, all that. So that's the thing about Gardner. You go on and you look. Can you blow those signs up by any chance?
Kate, can you do it? I can't do it on my messenger. That's as big as I can make it on my messenger.
So if you can blow that up, that says Jennifer Culp on there.
Yeah.
Jennifer Culp is running for state delegate. But on there it says state representative. And then it says paid for by the committee to elect Jennifer Culp, which is
what? It
yeah.
does say it. I see it.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just like looking at these people like, you are kidding me that you're using these. So and you can see it, yeah, state representative, and it's paid for. Here's the thing. So I write Russ Willis on a group text that we've got going on. I said, I'm not aware that Jennifer Culp is running for state representative, right? Since you have been, all over everybody about, I mean, did you see the video where he measured me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is just nuts. So he puts out there, I don't know if you bring the other one up, it shows how he responds to me on this.
Which one is it? Here, let me see.
Let me see here.
No, here we go. I don't know.
Okay, so I put on there, I'm not aware, she's representative since you have been sending out violations
to other candidates. Yeah.
Right?
Should this be addressed? It's very confusing to the voter.
This is Operation Chaos right here.
Yeah.
Perfect example. So Larry Savage chimes in, like, this is a violation. So Russ says, sorry, folks, got a reply. Please advise who got a violation notice. Psst, none have been sent. Larry, what is the clear violation? So if you turn to the next picture, I fire back.
Hold on here. Gotta jog its memory. It takes a second to get that. Oh, shit. Here we go. All right. Okay, here we go.
And so I'm like, well, you got after people about financials. Well, what Russ
for
is
example,
saying,
what about when you find Abbott and 4 others for financials? I mean, the Friends of Madison County have not turned theirs in. And then you put the screenshot down below.
I mean, those are, so I'm like, Russ, you need to do something. Well, do you think Russ does anything?
Oh, of course not.
Russ doesn't do anything. So what comes of this is, look at this. So this is what they did. They went around and they doubled down. This is how Operation Chaos works. So I just sent you that. They doubled down and they decorated almost every sign I had at the polls with 2 of them. It now looks like a Mickey Mouse game show.
Jesus.
Yeah. And they're all hers.
And they're all what?
They're all her signs. So I'm like, what's Jennifer Culp running for? Is she just putting those signs around mine to say that she supports me? Look at the other one that they did. So this was the next morning. They went out and did this after, because they were on that group text. I'm not talking about anybody who's not there, because I want everybody to know. I mean, doesn't it look like Mickey Mouse? I mean, I don't know. I mean, and these are the things that if people are really watching, it's unbelievable. I mean, I just don't even know what to say about half of this stuff anymore. I've never seen adults behave in this manner. And clearly the Culps have no problem that Jennifer Culp is out there. I mean, none at all about what's going out. And so I don't even know. Okay, so somebody, I gotta put this up here. Any of you people who've been following me for a long time, this was just sent to me just now. Everybody knows what our morgue in Madison County looks like, right?
Everyone, yeah.
Right? So that picture they just sent to me, they said, look, Greek's got a morgue today. And this is, I think, Greek's Pizzeria. Just like what we got for our dead bodies in Madison County.
That's hilarious.
What
in the hell?
So, I mean,
Jesus.
It is what it is, people. It's an election. I am forever thankful for the hundreds of you that sent me the text that came out tonight. I appreciate that.
God.
I will get that addressed. Thank you for watching out for me. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. But we need right now, we've got to move forward.
What are you going to get addressed?
The text that went out tonight about Mikhail, right? We'll deal with that after the election. We've got to move forward. That should inspire all of you to say, this is how low the swamp is.
I personally,
we got to get out there and vote for Katherine. I'm going to turn it into a positive. At this point, that's all I can do right now until I have time to address it. I don't have time. I mean,
listen, to me, I mean, I just got to be honest. This is the most embarrassing. This is horrible art. Whoever did this, like, I would be embarrassed to have put this out. I could have made this on Canva in 30 seconds with my left foot. I like, you guys, whoever's out there doing this like meme art for the other side, like Russ Willis, like, are you and your, I'm sure, I'm not going to be mean. Are you and your lovely wife sitting around and making this crap and thinking that this is funny? Like, who's making this? This is horrible. Can you not look at, they've cut half of Katherine's head off. That is ridiculous. Dude, meme this stuff. You can get Canva. It's free. It makes it so much better. This looks ridiculous. They're all proud of themselves. They made you all green. That's the most impressive thing. They're like, look, we made them green.
Well, you know what about the green?
Ridiculous.
You know about the green? It's all about the money, and that's what we're following.
More importantly, that's what Larry said right there. I'm like, this is pornographic. What do they have them on? Like, this was weird. I would be like, you guys are peddling in pornography. I mean, what in the hell?
Is there a disclaimer?
There's not.
Oh, interesting.
There's not. They're so stupid. They're so stupid. And that went out in a text message, right?
Tonight. My phone was.
They need to get a disclaimer on their horribly made penis drawing of you.
I didn't even think about that. So you guys just brought it up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that.
I will tell you though. Also, just coming, just to let you know. Hold on here. I'm going to get it very shortly. Very, very shortly. I mean, really soon after the end of this broadcast, I will tell you a much more devious meme is coming with this picture included. I'm just going to let you all know. I probably won't post it for the world to see, but if you're lucky enough to get it in your inbox, you'll be happy.
Here's the wonderful thing, Kristopher.
Yeah.
you don't have to have a disclaimer on yours because you're not paying anybody to distribute it.
Right. No. Right. No. Right.
And I think that you and I have gone through a lot of financials.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to show who paid for this.
Yeah. Right.
And I want everybody to understand, if I'm not chosen as the auditor, I'm going to hunt that money till I find it.
Yeah.
And I'll be at every election meeting with a complaint about it until it's found.
They would be better. It would be better to elect you.
I mean, do you know how much filter I've had to use in the last 4 months? Since I have sent in for candidacy, I mean, it's killing me.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the whole thing is, I'm going to roll with this for right now.
I think Kate is okay. I thought Kate
And
just burned on
people
fire.
are often like, Katherine doesn't say anything. It's crickets. Katherine's not saying anything. It's crickets. Well, some of it, I got to move on. I got to prioritize what I can address and when I can address things right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how it is right now. I just got a lot. And I hope that some people have watched this. I hope people are learning in Madison County. We have so much information to get out there before Monday night. Again, tomorrow be out there. Vote, vote, vote. If you have a problem at a voting center tomorrow, I'm going to be out. We've got people all over. Ken Kaczynski will be out. Phil Poor's going to be out. If there is a problem, you call me and they're at your site, they will come help you. We will communicate with each other. Just let us know and we will be there to help all of you. So as we move forward, I appreciate everybody who stays on here with us every night. I'm glad it's Friday night. I don't have to get up really early tomorrow, but I will be at the polls again tomorrow at 9, as well as many of the other people will be out there. Devin Norick, Lisa Whitcamper-Brinker, Ken Kaczynski for surveyor. Mikhail Vaughn's going to be out for county council. Kristopher H will be out for county council. There's plenty of resources out there. Ken's wife will be out at the polls. Anybody who's watching, we do need a couple other polls staffed from 9 to 4. If you just want to go for 2 hours, that's fine. Let me know. We'll send you to some of them, but we do need a couple other polls staffed. So just kind of let me know what you got going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it makes a big difference.
So I think that Dory person just asked if this would be replayed after it's over. Yes, Dory, I'm getting ready to actually share you the actual link. You're watching on Facebook. I would rather you share where are you watching from? What's her name on Facebook?
Dory. And Dory, it's on my page, and my page is open to the public. So you can take it from my page.
No. Don't take it from there, Dory. YouTube
is on there.
I'm going to send it to you with the YouTube link. If you can send it from YouTube,
that's what I posted.
Okay.
But you can give it to her too. I'm just saying that anybody is welcome. Please share it. Chesterfield. We do need Chesterfield, Dory. But I don't know what you're like on election day. Tomorrow. And if somebody needs a ride to work the polls outside, let me know. This is all volunteer, just so anybody knows it. Dory, message me in Messenger and I'll get with you. If you want to go out there, we'll get you a t-shirt. We'll be excited to have you pass things out for us. And
Katherine, come on, show us your tits.
Hey, she's so proud of this. You see, they could have just financed you to do
What is it in blue?
No.
Yeah, it says Katherine Callahan in the hearts in blue. I didn't know you had those. Those are cool.
Yeah, I got it in white and I got it in red. Kate made sure I was well decorated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cindy Ponchett, she decorated hers. Boy, she got a cut in it and she got it going on. She's got it all stylish on hers. We need to get Bree in one and get her out in one and get her going. So we got lots of things going on. If anybody wants to work with us, even if you go for 2 hours, we appreciate that. You'd be surprised at how many that you're picking up. Phil Poor and Dave Sargent, I owe them the world. Those two have been at polls all week. They have been amazing from open to close. They have been there. They've split up. They've withstood the rain, the wind. They've been absolutely amazing out there. The candidates, of course, that's expected of us, but I can't be at some places because I'm working. So this has been amazing to see all of these people since Saturday, and Dave Sargent and Phil Poor, again, they've walked their precincts over and over and over. And that's what precinct committee men are supposed to do. I hope if you're in Fall Creek 1 and you're watching, Dave Sargent is contested. We need Dave Sargent to win. So please look at Dave Sargent. Tim Harvey's in 5-3. He's another one that's really just pounded things out that we need to win. We've got several on here. So take that list of precinct committee members with you, because the true fight starts with getting rid of the nucleus. And the nucleus is Russ Willis. And it's sucking the life out of Madison County.
Yeah.
And I am going to tell you my prediction for 2025.
Okay.
If Mikhail, Grabowski, and Brizendine win, if Ken wins, if I win, and if Devin Norick and Lisa Whitcamper-Rinker win,
okay,
I will be very surprised to see Diana Likens finish out her term. With that being said, that is why it is so important for these precinct committee men to win, to make sure that if Russ stays in power, that you can nominate her replacement.
Yes.
Now, she might stick it out, but I'm not. And I think we'll see one other person go as well, because they don't like to lose the power. And that's what they're doing. Their house of cards is falling.
Yeah.
But we've got to do it this year. This is the year. Russ Willis has got to go.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah.
I am pleading with you guys. John Beeman, he needs to win in Jackson Township. He's our sheriff. He's fighting in Jackson 1. Guess who he's running against?
Who?
Likens and Jason Turner.
Oh, my.
So we need, Tracy's a good one over there in Jackson Township too. Tracy's on there, but we're hoping that John can bring that home. And what I'd like to see is Tracy become his vice. But, that's a 4-way race over there. So that's a busy one. So we've got some big ones that we need to win. And I hope that they win. There's just nothing I can say. If there's a Norick on the ballot for precinct, I probably would nominate him.
Yeah.
They're running a bunch, and they're willing to get Russ out. That's the whole big thing. So think about those things. We've got Billy Ingalls running in Union Township 5. I think he needs to win.
Dory, real quick, Dory, I sent that to you in Messenger. If you go to Messenger, I sent you the link. You can share it. I also sent you a friend request, so accept that. And
in Stony Creek, we need all 3 of the Stony Creek people to win. Larry Savage, he's running in Anderson 5-1. He needs to win precinct committee member. That's over off of Broadway where he's at. That's another big one that needs to go. There's one more thing I want to cover, because I don't know that I'll be back on before the election actually takes place. And this is about precinct committeemen. And let me show you a couple things that's out there and is really going on right now. Let me see here.
Hey, Kate. Pop on here for a second if you can.
Sure.
Maybe pop on here and talk to her for a second. I got to run and use the little boy's room.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Okay.
Well, we're usually off by now. And that's
I know. I've gone longer. I really need to share this thing. Okay.
I'm sorry for asking you to show us your.
Hey, that's all right. All right. So I'm sending this to you. Okay. These are precinct committeeman cards. If you get a precinct committeeman card, like that very first one, I blackened out the name. Not that it matters.
It's catching up.
So I want to go over these real quick. If you get,
so it's like this, this it says elect with a name and.
well, this style. So if you see this style coming, this is a swamp style. This is the style that they're using.
Okay.
Okay. Do not vote for these people. These people are all part of the swamp.
2 seconds. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so this kind of card.
Yes.
These are bad.
Yes. And what you need to look at is this person. This person is not a precinct committeeman. This is a false advertisement.
Yeah, they don't have the word "for" in there.
Yes.
Which leads you to think that they're already a precinct committeeman.
And Carl Abel, the same way. If you're going to let Carl Abel be your county councilman, you got to have, there's a screw loose. Because if he can't prove and make sure the simple word "for" in there is done, how well do you think he's going to hold people accountable on our budget? Probably not. So he's another one. So I would just say that, you know, if none of you know what to do, go to Madison County Government Accountability page, okay, on Facebook. Madison County Government Accountability page.
Give me a second and I'll post a link for everyone.
Yeah. This page is run by a highly intelligent person. I'm not going to say what their sex is, but a highly intelligent person. The same thought process is nothing goes on that page unless it has been researched, it has been documented, and it can be supported. This is better than the Herald Bulletin. So go to that page if you're in Madison County, you're not sure who to vote for, look through that information. It has everything. That's where we have the Scott Mellinger case on there. That's where we have all the uproars going on in the county that the paper won't report on. Go to Madison County Government Accountability page, and you will see all kinds of great information. Feel free to state your business, positive or negative. We want that feedback. Hold us accountable. We'll research it, and then we'll post, you know, if we feel that you're correct, we'll tell you that. If we feel you're wrong, oh, believe me, we'll tell you that too. So if you're not one that likes direct responses, it may not be the page for you.
No, it's a good page to look at for informational purposes. But if you're afraid of direct confrontation, commenting might not be the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, get on there, do what you think is best for you. I do hope this county wins. I do hope that the precinct committee members win. I do hope that we can make a difference for the people. We are 3 days away. And I hope that somehow I've touched some of these. You know, one of the elected officials reached out to me and he says, you know, Katherine, I'm going to tell you this. There is no question that you have educated the masses and for the better. And that's what my real win was.
That's always the win. And that's
Now
I keep telling you, you're not going to let us down. I mean, you've done a great job of bringing awareness to it. And that's really, I mean, that's the point of this show. Right.
It's so people know. Now, if you see an emblem like this I just sent to you, those are the people you want to put the card in your pocket. You want to take it to the polls. That's who you want. Stony Creek, you've got to wake up. That is lapel. Listen to me. If you never want another LKQ project to happen again, you must vote for one of those three men, depending on which area you live in lapel. You absolutely have to make sure that these three men win. Dr. Wright is running against Paddock. They had no problem voting on family members. And yes, I have the letter that you wrote back atrociously to a gentleman, Mr. Paddock. I'm so disgusted with that letter that you were 3 years old. And the next person who tells me he's a nice guy, I'm going to post that message that he wrote to that person all over Facebook, because that's not how nice people behave. So I just want you to know, if you want change in Stony Creek, you got to get these 3 people on board. You got to make sure you nominate these 3 people. So if you see emblems like this one, that is the people for the change of the movement. I encourage you to vote for those people in Stony Creek. I'm trying to get everybody. I know I'm not getting everywhere. There's up in Elwood, Jennifer Turney's running up there in Pike Creek 4. We want her to win. Corey Bolander's up there. We need him to win. I mean, there's just a ton of you that we can't address all of you. Laureen White in Richland, we need her to win. Richland 5, there's Rodney Belangi over there. That I've gotten a lot of feedback over there. What's going on? We'll see what happens in that race. That's an interesting race within itself. Greg Valentine in Green Township 1. He needs to win. He was the one that actually alerted everybody about the LKQ project here in Madison County on Lapel. So
that's what you definitely want in the office, is somebody who's paying attention to stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Had he been asleep at the wheel, we would be the owners of a junkyard here in Lapel. So the other thing is that for any of you who have been part of this movement, the people who are watching tonight, I want you to know that I also have this, and I'll end you guys have all listened to me long enough. This I just sent to you. Election night, the doors will open at 6 o'clock when the polls close. More than likely, the candidates will not be there right at 6 o'clock. We'll be coming in from the polls. So it's not that we're just cleaning up what we need. We'll head over there. There will be heavy hors d'oeuvres. We will try to do what we can.
Will there be alcohol?
There is alcohol, but you have to buy that yourself, because I will not be responsible for any drinking and driving. So that is at your own, but yes, there is a bar there at your own leisure. So you're welcome to come there. I'm hearing a lot of the candidates who are part of the change will be there to be with people. I'm hoping we'll have all winners, but we'll see what happens. So come out, help us make history, but more importantly, come out to those polls and help us make history. The entire state's watching Madison County right now. They're waiting to see how this is going to play out. Let's show people and give them hope that change can actually occur. So,
well, not just hope. I hope you can also help scare the pants off the establishment Republicans and let them know you're coming for them.
Yeah. Yep. And thank you, Nicole Schuyler, for making this. It's a great, beautiful, thumbnail that she's made. It's wonderful. She even set up the reservation, so I appreciate her for doing that. And here's the thing. Bree, if you're watching, kids are allowed in this venue, so it's not that you can't come out. If you've got children, you can come out. That's fine too. So it's just open to the people. So let's get out there and vote, and we'll see what happens. I'm praying for good weather as well, because that'll give us a higher turnout.
Tuesday will be good weather.
Good, because
Tuesday will be good weather.
So, well, I thank you for letting me take up one of your shows. Thank you for you and Kate for giving up a Friday night for us Madison County residents. We know that you guys are based out of Delaware County. We are forever appreciative. I don't know that I will be back on your show before election, but I do want to tell you on behalf of me and several people in Madison County, you have given us a platform that we are forever grateful for. And no matter what happens, we did the best we could. And I thank you for everything that you've given us.
There's no crying in politics.
I know. And Ken Kaczynski said that to me this afternoon, but we're all tired. Every single
Yeah.
one of us. Ken's tired. Devin's tired. Lisa's tired. We're all tired. We
Let me
want
tell
the
you
school to be
something. Let
better.
me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Well, no, I'm going to tell you off air. Never mind. I'll tell you off
So,
air. But
so
yes.
I want you to know that I am grateful for all of you. Bree, Cindy, Shelly, Nicole, Phil, Dave, Kenny, all of you, and I've missed you. I'm sorry, Jennifer Turney. There's people who have messaged me over and over. Jamie Lynn, who have promoted a lot of these things. Thank you. Thank you for everything. I hope I can bring all of you home a win, and I hope I don't let you down. We'll see what we can do.
Mikhail Vaughn and his 3 attorneys.
And Mikhail, yeah, and we'll see what we can do. Thank you, Lisa Rinker, for all your support and your words of encouragement. It's been a great race to be a part of this with you as well. Ken was a complete stranger, but I think we've at least become, I would call him a friend at this point. Larry Savage is another one that I'll give a shout out. He's fighting Congress right now, and he's doing his part. So I will say on this campaign trail that I've made some good friends, and I appreciate all of you, and I hope that we can make a difference. And I'll always be Katherine. What you see is what you get.
and it's a lot.
So
I love it.
yeah,
It's great.
it's a lot. I
fantastic.
am high energy. So if
No,
I've
it's great.
forgotten you tonight, I do sincerely apologize. But all of you, Pam Richardson, Ron Richardson, Leah Richardson, Ben Richardson, there's some of you have left off intentionally because I don't want any backlash for you, but you know who you
Yeah.
are. And I didn't ask for your endorsements either, not because I didn't need them. It's because I respect you as people, and I watch what these people do to people, and I don't want you to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's very good. Well, Katherine, I appreciate your time, and win, lose, or draw, you will definitely be back on in one form or another in the future. So thank you very much.
Hey, and you tell that Ryan Webb, Troy Ingram, and Stephen Brand, I've gotten them several votes down here in Madison County, and they owe me.
All right, I will let you know that.
Good luck to them.
My grandparents were just over in Madison County yesterday, and they were like, "We see that doctor everywhere." So,
well, good.
They're seeing your signs everywhere. So signs don't vote, but
yeah,
that is it is a psychological effect, and it's a good thing seeing those things everywhere. So, all right, well, thank you very much. Sit tight, and we'll be right back after the show. Sit tight.
Guys.
We'll be with you here in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the doc, as always. Thank her for coming on. I wanted to wish her the best of luck, and whether she comes out on top or not Tuesday, she will be welcome back here in whatever capacity she is in the future. Thank you all for listening. I know tonight was a Madison County oriented night. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's going to happen the next couple days. I have not talked to Kate about this, but I know what Kate said that she had going on. So more than likely, and I know that Larry was wanting to come on. Larry, I don't know if you're still here, and I just saw all that shit. I'm sorry, but having you on at the same time we had the doctor probably would have been a good thing, because she talks and you're high energy. So if you don't mind, and if you're going to be around, if you're around tomorrow night or Sunday night, I wouldn't mind having you on for a little bit on tomorrow or Sunday if you're around. If you're not here still, I'll shoot you this message. But we will try to get Larry Savage on for a little bit, either tomorrow or Sunday. If Kate is tied up and can't come on tomorrow, I'll do it. But because the election is Tuesday.
Dude, I just got to do a tour at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I should be out of there by 8:30
right.
and home in plenty of time. And if not, I'll be just a few minutes late, but I'm here for it.
Okay. So I'm assuming because the election is Tuesday, we'll just go ahead and rock and roll on through. And so what that will mean, folks, is Saturday night is 196, Sunday night's 197. Monday, we will have a Muncie City Council meeting, which will be live streamed on the show, live on location. We will then do episode 198 that night with Audie Barber. That will be election eve night, so it'll be a long show because the Muncie City Council meeting is going to be crazy Monday. We will have a lot of coverage. We will have election night, election eve, election day eve stuff to cover, and then Tuesday, election day, we will be live on location all day, and then that night's show, I still have not decided what I'm going to do, how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it. I'm still trying to work that out in my mind. That will be episode 199. It's nuts. I really kicked myself. We should have went live one extra day, because then election night would have been episode 200. What would that have been like? But episode 200 will then be on Wednesday, May the 8th. And it'll kind of almost be like 199 will be the end, and then 200 will be like, what's going on moving into the new world. Either one we will be celebrating or one we will be commiserating, one or the other. So that's kind of the plan and the outline of the next several days of shows. We've got a lot coming your way, folks, a lot in the way of what's going on with Dustin and the city of Muncie and the everything that's going on there. Everything that's going on in Delaware County, everything that's going on in Madison County, everything that's going on in Henry County, things that are going to be happening at the state level. There's a lot of stuff happening, folks, and so we're going to be bringing it to you live right here, so you do not forget to tune in. You can watch us live or on repeat. We are Perception is Reality. No, we're not. Jesus. Take two. We are the Bastards of Politics. No, we're not that either. No, this is the Political Spotlight. That's the name of this show. You figure after 200 shows, I would have got this.
No, I thought it was Bilbrey Live.
It's Bilbrey Live. It's live at 8:35, 9:35, 9:05. I want to see a live video of King's face when he loses. We're gonna try to make that happen, Stumblefoot. I will keep you posted on that. We'll try to make that happen. So you'll want to tune right here live into the Political Spotlight. And we'll be doing that at 9 p.m. Eastern. We normally are live Sunday through Thursday. However, we're going to rock and roll right on through. We can take a break next weekend. So you guys take care. God bless. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And you guys have a good one. Take care. Good night.